Hey guys, it's your boy OBSCR here, and today we're going to do a Serum tutorial. But before we do that, we're going to let you take a listen so you know what you're getting yourself into. Alright guys, so in order to create that bass, we're going to pull up a nice new Serum and we're going to start from scratch. Okay? What I did was I started with Monster 1 and I put the wavetable at around 108. The random phase all the way down. We're going to turn FM from B on. Just leave that there for now. Level at 0. We're going to give ourselves a little shape like this. We're going to turn this to up to 1/8 and then boom. We're going to get a note in there. Now for the song, I actually use this guy right here. Okay, let's get back to it. For that sound, this turned up to 37%. And then let's go ahead and turn on oscillator B. We did basic shapes and put it over to the square. We're going to turn the random phase to 0. And then we're going to put this up 4 octaves. Now let's go ahead and take a listen. Well, let's first remember to turn that down. There we go, it's not sounding too bad. It's the start of it, and that's what we want to go for. Now next up is what really gives it the sound that we want, is we turn on sync, and we put that to 167%. I'm sorry. 1.67%. There you go. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the filter. Now, I personally like using, where is it? This guy right here. This is just a go-to for me. So we put the cutoff at 22 hertz. The resonance we have up at 20%. The drive at 28%. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's HLWID, I think it is. I'm not sure what it stands for. But we have this guy up at 34%, okay? Alright. Now let's go ahead and take a listen to that. There we go. That's what we're looking for, okay? So, now all of that's done. Let's go ahead and move over to the effects section. And for the effects, we start off with a distortion. I use the ASIM. I personally like the way that ASIM sounds. And we drop this down to 0. and go to 100 with the LFO. Next we put the LFO onto the mix and actually pull it back by 25, because when it hits 100, we don't want the mix to be fully enriched with those harmonics. We want to pull it back a little bit so that it's not so harsh on your ears. This is what the sound sounds like with the distortion. Next up, we used the compression right here. Turn on multiband. Alright, and we boosted that gain up to 9.8 dB. Alright, now let's get into the phaser. Now this is another little move of mine that I like to do. I drop the rate down, the depth, the frequency, and that's what I use to start. So I put the frequency at 46 Hertz. Alright, and then I put the feedback at 59%. And then the mix all the way down to 26%. There we go, starting to actually sound right. Next up we have our delay. Now for the delay, we turn on the link, turn off BPM, and we're going to turn that down to 44.46. And let's see, we left the mix just where it's at. Now, EQ. So we're going to turn on the low pass filter. We're going to put the frequency to 96 Hertz. And then we're going to put the LFO on it. And we're only going to move it 5. Okay? So we're going to use it like a notch. You're going to turn it to the peak setting. You're going to put the frequency at 1757. You're going to turn the gain up to 11.4. You're going to throw the LFO on there, move it backwards. You're going to turn it to negative 13. And there you go. That's what gives you the majority of that sound. Next up, we're going to throw on the filter. And we are going to do the Combs filter. We're going to turn it to 27 Hertz. The resonance will be 14%. Drive will be 16. And then we're going to turn the mix down to 29%. And boom, there we go. Now all you need to do is you need to add some drums in there. Alright, all I did here was I took the drums from the track that you heard and I placed them in here, and this is the sound pretty much. Sorry, my CPU sucks. Yeah, sorry for having a crappy computer, so you can't really fully hear that. But honestly guys, the next step in this would just be to automate some of those features. Like I use the mod wheel, the macros over here. I like to put them on this LFO, that's why I was moving it around. And that's actually what it does in the original track, is I have the LFO move on different parts. I also have the cutoff move. And I'll just show you. Okay, so this is the original track. So these are those macros I was telling you about. I have the LFO, the cutoff, and the sync being moved. Okay, so the LFO is a little bit different, but honestly guys, it doesn't matter. What I was trying to show you is how I got the generalized sound of this, and you can pretty much achieve it that way. Just, try anything, do whatever you want, have some fun with it. So as you can see here, the sync I have turned on, and I just move it. Let's see, it's moved by 14. The cutoff for the filter, it's moved by 59 all the way to 100%. The LFO goes from 1/4 to 1/8. So it's all about really just trying new things and having fun with it. Honestly, what I did was I started out with one and worked my way across, and actually rearranged some of these to make them sound better. But yeah, that's the song for you guys. So until next time, guys, this has been a bass design with OBSCR, and I'll see you later.
Murder style.